part 2 of How to Think Like Da Vinci, where we are taking the principles from this book, How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci, and turning them into practical workbook steps that you can walk through day by day with me. If you haven't watched part 1, you'll definitely want to start there because it opens up your brain for the next step, and it's how to be curious about life. One of the traits that Leonardo was very best known for was his curiosity. He constantly was asking why and trying to figure out exactly how things worked. He never just took an answer as it was. Now for this exercise, you're going to need paper with lines on it for writing and paper that is completely blank for doodling, kind of like this. Next, you're going to need a timer and you're going to set it for 10 minutes. And for the next 10 minutes, all you're going to do is write down the questions that you have about life. This can be anything from why do birds have feathers, to why do kids ask why, to what is my purpose in life? Why do we only use a minute part of our brain? How do we access the rest of the neurons and the synapses in our brain? Am I left or right hemisphere brain oriented? How can I become the opposite brain hemisphere oriented? How is satin so soft? You get the general gist. It can be literally anything to do with literally anything that pops into your brain during this 10-minute exercise. Now, this is not a time to regulate yourself. Whatever pops in your brain, write it down. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to actually wonder about it. If it's a question that pops up in your brain, I want you to write it down. The other piece of paper is for doodling, because if you get distracted easily, you can start doodling. And a lot of times that brings the right and the left hemisphere together, and that's where true creativity is born out of, from logic and creativity. So a lot of times your doodles are actually your right brain trying to answer the question that your left brain is thinking about. Once you're done with your exercise, you can put those questions to the side. Make sure to like, follow, and save this for later and come back for part 3.